Welcome to a journey into the quiet revolution of modern architecture. Today we explore the art of less, a design philosophy that strips away excess to reveal pure elegance. In a world overwhelmed by noise and clutter, minimalist architecture offers clarity, calm, and purposeful beauty like never before. Minimalism isn't about empty spaces or stark interiors. It's about intention. In architecture, minimalism means using only what's necessary to create impact. It's a celebration of clean lines, open spaces, and materials that speak for themselves. Each element is essential, every decision deliberate, and nothing is left to chance. Minimalism has roots in Japanese Zen philosophy, where simplicity leads to clarity of mind. This idea traveled through time and space, through Bauhaus in Germany to modernist architects like Mies van der Rohe, who famously said, "Less is more." Today, this ethos is reinterpreted for modern luxury living. Once seen as austere, minimalist homes are now symbols of ultimate luxury. Wealth is no longer flaunted with gold trim and chandeliers, but in raw concrete, artisan wood, and vast uninterrupted light. Luxury is redefined as the ability to live with only what truly matters, and nothing more. In minimalist architecture, space is not emptiness, it's a medium. Just as a sculptor works with both form and negative space, minimalist architects shape space to create emotional resonance. The void becomes as important as the wall, offering room to breathe, think, and simply be. Natural light is a cornerstone of minimalist design. It pours in through expansive glazing, dances off textured walls, and changes the mood of a room throughout the day. Light is used not just to illuminate, but to sculpt, to dramatize, and to connect interior with exterior. Minimalist homes often use a limited palette of materials, but these are chosen for their authenticity and tactile quality. Think poured concrete, warm oak, brushed metal, or handmade ceramics. These materials age gracefully, inviting touch, and creating a quiet conversation between architecture and inhabitant. Color in minimalist homes is often restrained. Shades of white, gray, or black dominate. This isn't about blandness, but coherence. Monochrome palettes highlight form and shadow and let material textures shine. Even subtle variations become dramatic in a space where every surface has a purpose. Form follows function. This principle is sacred in minimalist architecture. Every design choice stems from use. How the space will be experienced, moved through, lived in. The result is elegance that feels effortless. Homes that are not only beautiful, but deeply livable and human-centered. Rather than adding decoration, minimalist homes are designed around the lifestyle of the occupant. Bespoke cabinetry, integrated lighting, and hidden appliances blend seamlessly into the architecture. These homes feel tailored, not generic, designed not for show, but for the quiet rituals of daily life. Minimalist homes often feel serene, almost therapeutic. With less visual clutter, the mind can relax. Views are framed with intention. Sounds are softened. Materials are chosen not just for aesthetics, but for how they affect mood and behavior. The result: architecture that nourishes the soul. Nature plays a vital role in minimalist luxury homes. Large windows frame natural landscapes like living artwork. Interior gardens bring the outside in. Natural materials bridge the divide between built and organic. In minimalist design, nature isn't excluded. It's invited to be the central character. The outside of a minimalist home often appears as a sculptural form, pure geometry in harmony with its site. Flat planes, clean lines, and deliberate voids create a striking presence. Yet, these exteriors never shout. They quietly assert themselves with confidence and restraint. Open plans are common in minimalist homes, but they're carefully choreographed. Zones are defined by subtle shifts in level, lighting, or ceiling height. Flow is prioritized. Every movement through the space feels natural and unforced, creating a rhythm that enhances everyday living. While minimalist homes appear simple, their construction is anything but. Hidden joints, concealed storage, and seamless transitions demand precision and craftsmanship. What's left unseen is often more complex than what's displayed. Proof that true minimalism requires mastery, not shortcuts. In the modern minimalist home, technology is ever present, but invisible. Smart lighting, climate control, and security systems are embedded into the structure. Control is intuitive, not intrusive. The result is a home that adapts to your needs without overwhelming your senses. Furniture in minimalist homes is sculptural and sparse. Each piece is chosen with care, often custom-made. Soft textures offset hard surfaces. Negative space is embraced. The furnishings don't fill the room, they punctuate it. Every item is an extension of the architectural language. While the minimalist aesthetic is universal, its expression varies by culture. In Scandinavia, it's about warmth and hygge. In Japan, it's wabi-sabi, beauty and imperfection. In the tropics, it's openness and flow. Each version honors simplicity, while rooting it in local tradition. Minimalist architecture naturally aligns with sustainability. Smaller material palettes reduce waste. Natural ventilation and daylight lower energy use. Long-lasting materials reduce the need for replacement. In this way, minimalist luxury is not just about aesthetics but responsibility. A clutter-free home often leads to a clearer mind. By removing distractions, minimalist design helps you focus on what truly matters: your relationships, your passions, your peace of mind. In a minimalist home, the architecture becomes a backdrop for intentional living. Minimalist homes are built to endure, both physically and stylistically. They resist trends, fads, and fleeting fashion. Their beauty lies in permanence, in choices that remain relevant decades after the blueprints are drawn. In this way, minimalism becomes the new timelessness. In a world that often equates luxury with excess, minimalist homes prove that power can lie in restraint. A simple doorway perfectly framed, a single beam of light, a quiet room that invites contemplation. These moments become the luxury, the details that linger in memory. Architects like Tadao Ando, John Pawson, and Peter Zumthor have elevated minimalism into an art form. Their works are not only admired, they're studied. Each project is a lesson in precision, emotion, and respect for context. They show that less isn't just more, it's better. Minimalist homes aren't just for individuals or couples. Families are embracing minimalism too, designing kid-friendly spaces that are open, organized, and stress-free. With thoughtful planning, minimalism supports every stage of life, creating homes that grow with the people inside them. The minimalist philosophy is now influencing neighborhoods, apartment complexes, and even city planning. Spaces that prioritize light, air, walkability, and simplicity. As our cities become more complex, this movement offers a refreshing counterbalance: urban serenity through intentional design. You don't need to build from scratch to embrace minimalism. Many are renovating existing homes to strip away layers of ornamentation and find the core beauty beneath. It's a powerful metaphor, peeling back what's unnecessary to reveal what's timeless and true. Minimalism may look simple, but it's deceptively difficult to execute. Every detail must be perfect. There's nowhere to hide flaws. And achieving the right balance between warmth and austerity takes experience and sensitivity. But when done well, it's unforgettable. From a flush baseboard to a hidden handle, every detail in a minimalist home carries weight. These small touches add up to a seamless experience. In these homes, elegance is measured not by what you see, but by what you feel, often without realizing why. In a time of digital overload and material excess, minimalist architecture offers something radical: stillness. It invites you to slow down, breathe deeper, and reconnect with nature, with your senses, with yourself. It's not just a style, it's a philosophy for modern life. The art of less is more than a design trend. It's a mindset, a quiet revolution that values quality over quantity, purpose over clutter, and meaning over show. In minimalist masterpieces, we find a new kind of luxury, one that endures, enriches, and elevates our everyday lives.